welcome back to a Shrewd Tradition. I am Charlie, or CheesyGMing as the GM for this adventure, and with me as always, my 4 fantastic friends and players. Say hi.
Hello, it is I, Faye, playing Kalara Cal Miss Branch today again, a lovely rogue who has just stopped bleeding and might just start bleeding again. We will see.
Hello, I am Sylvia, and I'm back playing Eyal Valdrea, also known as Zora.
Hi, I'm Bardi, and I'm still playing Yahtzee the Kineticist, although this session we're going to see if I'm getting shot again.
And I'm Christoph. I'll be playing Wind, and Wind is very confident that he is not getting hit by the arrow that's flying at them.
Before we actually jump to our recap, we have a little rules corrections from last time. As in our last session, I have mentioned that once Starless, the familiar of Zora, got to 0 HP, it immediately disappeared. I'm correcting that. The familiar would have gotten death saves, which we did, and they rolled an amazing natural 20, so they are fully up and back with us. So yeah, if you have some companions that are not Eidolons, they get death saves. Good to know. As for our recap, last we left off, our party explored the cave to find a few items in the nest of the bat, as well as some mushrooms that were surrounding an odd doll. After fighting the mushrooms off and examining the cave, the party learns a couple of things. First is that the bat nest holds some cattle bones, but also humanoid bones from before the Zygotska attack timeline. Secondly, they have encountered a couple of piles of skeletons that were even tens of years old, and their location was kind of fitting with the ghost they have fought. As Zora has examined the bones and realized they will keep returning as ghosts until someone will figure out how and why they died. As the party was leaving the cave, they all started making their way out when Blake, who waited outside, shot an arrow towards them. We return right now, as after shooting an arrow, it doesn't hit any of you.
Of course it doesn't.
But Wind, you see how close it goes to Fox's antlers. And Blake, without even hesitating, gets off the rock and starts walking towards you nonchalantly.
Oi! Dickhead! That's not okay! We've just stopped bleeding. You doing this again? Like, we're doing something nice for you.
He just stops and points behind Fox to where he shot his arrow. As you all turn around and see the arrow piercing through a very small spider and chucks it and stabs it into the wall. You don't want to get bitten by those mold spiders. Nasty bite. Bad poison. I'm glad to see you're good.
You know, you could use, like, your mouth to deform words and let somebody know this before you shoot or while you're shooting.
Oh, you don't want to get bitten by that and wait for me to tell you that you have a spider on you, do you?
Not necessarily.
Hey, no harm done. It's done. It's dead. And you're not, which is fucking fantastic. Damn, I'm so happy to see that. What was it? What were you dealing with? What was the crying, the shouting?
I mean, those are two separate answers. Like, one thing was like ginormous, bad, you know, like really, really big, way bigger than Fox even.
Oh.
And then there were some ghosts, right? They were just regular ghosts, right, Zora?
I mean, yeah, but the ghosts will return.
Wait,
unless we
ghosts?
find out. That was the shrieking and the wailing. Once we dispelled them for now, the shrieking stopped. but we found what we assume to be their bodies, which are like old, maybe like tens of years old. But unless we find out what caused their death or like why they're stuck here being ghosts, they will likely just return.
Do you think the monster, I don't know, turned them into ghosts now? Huh.
It wouldn't really align in like the time. Like I think Yoti investigated both the bones of the victims of the giant mutated bat, but the ghost bodies seemed more ancient than that.
Yeah, more ancient, and also we found a really curious thing. Were there any other sightings of the bat that we now don't know bat, but you would know as monster, around Zagrodska, maybe in other villages? Because there are bones which are considerably older than a couple of weeks ago, and also humanoid bones. If somebody died anything like that?
Well, if I'm being honest, we don't have too much communication with the other villages around us, but when there are big dangers, usually someone is having a ranger call on help, but we didn't get any request. I would assume from something like that, they would have. Even we tried to communicate with the other places, but no one wanted to send anyone to help because they said it was our problem and not their problem.
But they did respond to your messages.
Yeah. They said they're not gonna have to send anyone because it sounds like a small town problem. They don't need to have anyone sent over. But none of them have mentioned seeing anything similar or experiencing anything similar.
And there are no villages which just disappeared some time ago.
Well, not one that cried for help, at least. But a bat? Just a bat? Just a very big bat?
Giant
Huge.
mutated bat?
Huh. I mean, it fits. Yeah, I mean, it screeches, it flies in the night, it does the thing, but... Why bat? I mean, why suddenly?
I don't know. You're from here.
Yeah, that's...
I'm not.
Bats in general are animals. I don't know. I would have expected it for some reason to have a more stable place if it just started coming to our place lately, but... Or I would have expected someone to see it before from a different village in the area. If none of the other villages have seen this and it still has bones here, where does it hunt?
I mean, I don't know how mutated stuff works, but maybe just it lived here, like it flew into this cave, and then maybe like the weird stuff with ghosts made it mutated. I don't know.
So the one odd thing that we couldn't figure out is the bat and the ghosts. They didn't work together, but they didn't attack each other.
Huh.
Only once we entered did the ghosts attack us. They were not fighting each other. So they must have at least shared some kind of common goal. I don't think the bat was their master or anything, but there was something more going on between the relationship of like the ghosts and the bat. So maybe it was brought here by someone, or it's hard to tell.
Huh.
Do you have like any enemies that really don't like you and would, bring a mutated bat here?
Maybe someone you
I know
just
it will shock
shot
you.
or tried to shoot.
Yeah, I could assume you don't like me. I know it will shock
No,
you.
not us. I mean, you seem to shoot a lot of people that come by your village, just even if they just, want to be nice.
Oh, I wouldn't shoot them if they didn't do something before, but...
You shot at
And
us.
you didn't do anything before.
Fair point. I'll be honest, you had a very big elk with my grandfather on you. I thought you kidnapped my grandfather. It didn't look so good from afar.
And you think it would have helped to shoot one of us and we wouldn't then just have stabbed your grandfather?
Fair
You
point.
really should think that through a lot more the next time. Just
Are we
as
going
you
for
know, a
round 2
tip.
of giving me shit for it? I already apologized. I'm sorry I shocked you.
2
At you.
times.
Okay. I just got
Hey,
like a lot
saved your
of
fucks.
Miss
scratches
Cal.
today.
Miss Cal. I figured out another thing. So remember that doll that we found? Maybe it also had some
Yes.
clues. Because why would it be there?
I mean,
Right.
maybe.
Maybe you recognize something about it, Blake?
Okay, here. Look at the doll.
He like goes a bit forward to take a look at the doll, and takes a look at it. Is this a famous doll? Am I supposed to? Is it sentimental?
We don't know it.
Oh, it's not your
It
doll.
could be.
Okay.
Maybe it has something. We found it in a cave.
Oh.
But we were wondering if maybe there's some symbolism or some like mythology from the area that might be associated with, like, I don't know.
Let's give Blake a little roll. How much does he know about, well, stories and folklore from the area?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely zero.
Absolutely nothing.
He's not a smart man. Damn.
Damn it, you found this the only stupid guy who can actually shoot a bow, not towards you against. He looks at the doll and says, Dolls are not my strong suit. I'm not really recognizing it though, so no, sorry. But that was inside. Did the bat have it?
Nope, the mushrooms had it.
Huh. Wait, what?
It
Sorry?
was off to the side on like a weird pedestal.
I mean,
What were the
And
mushrooms
there
called
were
again?
mushrooms.
Charlie? Like GM question?
Umbo.
Umbos.
UMBO. I don't know if you pronounce it otherwise, but I would say umbo.
It was surrounded by a few sentient mushrooms, some umbos.
Anything else you want to tell me that was inside the cave? Except for ghosts and a bat and some mushrooms and a doll? And bones?
I think that's pretty much it.
Oh, goody. I was waiting for the next thing that you accidentally found inside and I need to try to figure out why. I know there are umbos generally in the area, but they're not really common so close to a village, if I'm being honest. You would see them more underground. So in a cave it makes sense, but still, in a cave above ground, it's actually a bit weird. I would expect them to seek damper places.
So
they like it
we have 3 creatures
damp.
that shouldn't be here, all being here and kind of working together, or at least not bothering each other.
Yeah, that is odd.
I'm not sure if that's a coincidence.
And we have a bat that... Yeah, and we have a bat that's supposed to eat a lot because it's huge. And as Yodi says that, she looks at Fox, that didn't seemingly eat a lot until like a couple of weeks ago. So it's also super weird.
Probably wasn't here for that long. Like, I'm pretty sure that before that it just like wasn't here, it was brought here and then it started rampaging on the village.
But didn't you say there are bones of something from before?
I mean, I assume that that's not from the bat.
What?
Why would they be in its pile though?
Maybe it's reusing a nest?
That's a you assumption.
Yeah.
But in that case...
Like, of something else? That there was like another big thing before there?
Yeah, you would keep records of that, I would assume.
Well, if there was anything big before, I would have that on watch, but we didn't have any issues before the bat. I can ask if there was something before my time, but well, my time has been for quite a while, so I can't fully pinpoint a time that I remember a different creature attacking us.
Yeah, maybe we should ask your, somebody older than you.
Maybe Gramps
Maybe it's
will
like
know.
super long. Like
Yeah.
super long time ago. Like how
There-
old are you? Like 100, 200?
150.
See? Maybe it was like 300 years ago.
There are too many things that don't seem to align here. It's honestly, let's head back to the village. We're kind of
Yeah.
a bit exhausted, but there is more to this than what we found so far, I think.
Yeah, I'll make sure that.
Yeah,
when
I
we
want to
get-
do sleepy sleep.
We should ask Gramps some questions because he has been in the village for a very long time. But yeah, we should head back. Are we all clear? Anything else you want to take a look at or examine before we go?
I think you just should let everyone know to not enter the cave just yet. Because at some point in the very near future, the ghosts will be reappearing.
Okay. No cave, 2 ghosts.
Why would somebody enter a cave?
Well, sometimes when people like to explore some things and just see what there's in it.
And have you met children? If you tell them, if you don't explicitly tell them you cannot go there because there's ghosts that will actually, tear you apart, they will be like, maybe I just want to see a ghost. Maybe it just looks cool. If they don't tell them of how dangerous it is.
I mean, I do know children that would even would want to go there even more if they know that there are ghosts that can tear them apart.
I do.
They're wild.
And like shows
I
you,
hope they're not that suicidal.
Blake shows you like a little scar on his shoulder. I know what you're talking about. I know the type.
Yeah, you seem like the type.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, I
What's the
need to
compliment?
process the fact that you killed the creature and we're not going to be in danger anymore. Because I have been talking to the village, and that's like he's already like starting to walk and talk because he basically asked you if you have anything else to do. So as he starts walking and talking, is like, well, I don't know what's the custom, but in our village, if someone helps us,
You shoot them?
we show them.
Oh, sorry.
I can, but no, we show them a token of appreciation by having a feast. Because our small village might be
Oh,
a village
hell
of
yeah.
loggers, but we make one hell of a mead. And our wine is great, and our beer is mediocre. I'm not gonna lie. But food is fantastic. And that's on us. Let's go! And he's like, start walking, like, clearly more cheerful than he was before coming here. As you start making your way back to the village. Anything you would like to talk about or do on your way?
I'm pretty sure Carla is like half sleepwalking. Because at this point, really goddamn tired. And it's just mumbling of like, could have taken more time to like look at the thing and see what it does. Now we have to wait, and then they want to party with us now, but I just want to sleep. Like
they
that's
wanna
like
party
just a
with us
mumble
now.
under her breath, kind of thing. Yeah.
What about the rest of you? Any thoughts or actions on the way back? It is about an hour and a half-ish walk back to the village.
Oh, wow.
I think
Same
Yossi
time as you
would,
could get here.
I think Yossi would try asking Zora about how she would go about learning more about the ghosts. Because what Yossi knows, everything Yossi knows is basically ask around for stories and try to figure out from there. But Zora seems like just a smart person.
I mean, our best bet is probably seeing if the village grandfather knows things, because he might have just encountered them before, given how long they've been around. But Charlie, do I know anything about like ghosts? Can I do a like recall knowledge?
Sure. Ghost is more of the.
Like, could we try
religious
to like
type.
approach them and talk to them? Can we try to like calm them or something? Like I have the calm spell.
Interesting. calm spell on its
can we
own
try and
is
have a-
possible. Are you trying to do that before you leave, actually, or do you want to do that, like talk about it on the way back, and then maybe when you come back?
On the way
heal later?
back of
Okay.
like, yes. Because they're gone anyway, right?
Yeah, they are gone at the moment anyway. That's true. My brain.
So
forgot.
like, it's like, could we come back and try to like approach them carefully and try to like talk to them instead of fighting?
I think
I don't know.
that is.
Is that
type
possible?
Of recall knowledge. On ghosts, usually it's gonna be occultism or religion. So you can.
Can I
either
use
you can give me-
occultism?
Yeah, occultism or religion is on the ghosts.
I am a
blind
witch
things.
with occultism main stat.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You would prefer that one. Is only Zora rolling or anyone else?
I could try using
At the
folktale
moment, Carl
lore.
is too tired to think.
And I'm
Sounds
shitty
good.
at occultism.
Maybe after some sleep, she would be gathering stuff. Her mind.
So both Zora and Yoti are rolling to figure out a little bit about, can you actually calm them down? Can you talk to them? Some undead creatures are also unable to have any coherent thought, meaning they are mindless. Both of you think that in this specific case, this is not the situation, meaning the ghosts that you are fighting or fought here are not mindless, as you can probably try to talk to them. You don't know what languages they speak, if at all, but for example, something like calm emotions, or I think that's how you call the spell, right? Calm?
I think it's just calm.
Calm. For a situation
Yes,
like
calm.
the spell calm, you would be able to use it because they're not mindless, meaning they are able to gain the effect if they're failing the roll, basically, and calm themselves down. And if you can find a way to communicate with them, yes, it's very much possible to ask them maybe what happened if they're like fully calmed and no longer in a aggressive situation.
Cool. Yeah, I would basically share that with... I mean, Yodi also recalled that. But I guess as we talk, we come to that conclusion together. So
Yeah, throwing ideas at each other.
we might try and return and just talk to them.
Because it's not nice when you have to spend an eternity screaming.
Absolutely not.
I think on the way back, Wind would like surveil the surrounding and see any sign if like someone else than Blake maybe has traversed this. Probably more in the close vicinity to the cave. Just to see if there are any other signs of people walking, creatures walking.
Sounds good. And you can give me, please, if you're looking for tracks or more like it, you can give me a survival roll. If you're looking for just scouting, for example, you can give me a perception roll. Both of them will be blind.
I would go for the survival one.
No problem. You're taking a look around to see if there's maybe a mark of anyone else coming towards you or being in the vicinity of the cave or even just walking in this area. You definitely see marks of a humanoid coming and going in the past couple of days, but you do know that Blake has told you that he has been doing this trip daily, so that kind of fits with the fact of that. You don't see any marks beside Blake, and what you can kind of connect to, like, oh, this is from a day before, but it seems like it's still Blake. You don't see any signs of something or someone that it isn't Blake walking these areas to see what you're doing.
Okay. Then I would take a nap.
Perfect. Best case scenario. Cal is also resting, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Cal is like basically really just probably has like one hand on Fox just to like
As it takes a while, but your way is quiet. Except for, honestly, Blake kind of humming gleefully on the way back every once in a while. Your way back is quite quiet. When you reach back to Zakowska, as from further away, Blake stops you or asks you to stop as he aims his bow into one of the bells on the top of the wall and shoots the bell to alert them that he is coming back and it's not an intruder. You are then gleefully welcomed back. There are more people now in the streets than there were before. As in, people start coming back to actually see, wait a minute, did someone actually succeed? Did someone actually save the village? And you see people starting to hug and cry and move around as they all kind of like, not physically forcing you in, but kind of like nudging you towards the tavern / inn / town hall / restaurant / something else, because that's the main building. As they are all like, you have to stay for a feast. You have to stay. We need to give you something back. Please, this is our greatest joy. Just, we don't know how to thank you. Just, please, stay the night. Stay the night. Like, people just like, there's kind of like the scenario where a person who is a little like maybe famous is walking around and people just want to be in the vicinity to like, not even touch them, but be close enough to be like, I stood next to you. As people kind of like move towards you and bow. And those of you who like you would allow kind of try to shake your hands, you are getting a hero's welcome back to Zakotska. Because you took out their biggest threat. You took out the thing that they were sure would kill them all and be the end of this town. How are you all responding to this?
I think Wind, at least, the moment he realized that this will happen, will hop onto Fox into his small, like, glove hut that he built and just pull the glove over so nobody can see and find him.
But I guess Fox doesn't come into the tavern with us. Do we like stay outside?
Oh, true. We're going into the tavern.
Oh, they would absolutely let Fox come in if they have a way to put them in.
Really?
Fox
is the door big enough for that?
They're gonna figure something out. Fox is part of the Puring party. There's no way they're leaving Fox outside in the cold when everyone is inside in the warm eating and drinking.
That's so funny.
I assumed there was a proper stable for him somewhere, but that's also funny.
He's probably initially just uncomfortable and be like, oh yeah, but there's this thing, why, and then Nervously shakes some hands, and after like the initial wave of attention dies down, she would find a corner to slip into and start sculpting a small bat made of ice, just to calm herself down.
Oh, that's cute. What of Zora and Cal?
I guess Zora would like be kind and like smile back and like entertain the townspeople for like a minute or two, but I guess it's evening as we return, right? Because we went through the day.
You're nearly in 24
You can definitely
hours.
see the eye bags under her eyes. She does like the kind common courtesy of like, yes, thank you, and like greeting like the important people, but like we'll probably just eat a lot and head to bed soon.
Yeah.
Well, Carl would be shaking hands and smiling and doing this, and we're just like, yeah, and eating, and we'll try on the first moment that there's less attention on her to just be like, where do I find a bed? Where do I find a bed? I'm so tired. But it's like, I love that we have a party and I really appreciate it, but also, can y'all quiet down and just leave me alone? I just want to sleep. And if she can't find a sleep, like a bed or anything, you know, she might just at some point put her head on, you know, the table and start gently snoring there.
You definitely get some people who are like, you have been offered stay the night in the inn, but people like fully, please, just, we need to thank you somehow. Just stay for us, let us celebrate, just one, we can offer you dinner, and then you could go rest as much as you would like. We just need to give you back something, please.
It is so kind. I will eat your dinner. And probably then, if it just takes like a couple minutes too long after dinner, definitely head just gently resting on the table and being like,
absolutely,
falling asleep.
Basically, the entire town is here, including, for example, Flynn, who I think one of you have mentioned maybe wanted to talk to. As you see Blake leading in and basically boasting what you do, as in like explaining and telling to the town how you bravely went into a cave into the unknown and fought against gigantuan creatures and more than you would have expected, monsters and ghosts, and like basically said the whole like they fully did this entire thing. Look at the people who saved our town. Like, Blake is unsufferable, but in this moment he's truly being like, these group of people, we owe them everything. This is what they did. Let's celebrate tonight as we really should for them, kind of thing.
So he looks like a mean girl, but he's actually a god's girl. Okay, I get it.
Spot on.
Okay.
As people start basically putting food and drinks on the table next to you, people kind of come towards you and like ask you questions about what did you fight and where did you come from and how long have you been dealing with things. How are you group dealing with this? Basically, it's being celebs in a small town that doesn't have celebs.
I mean, Cal would be very much on just like, no, it wasn't multiple giant monsters. It was one giant monster. Would be correcting of like that. This is, and it doesn't want to scare the people unnecessarily, but would keep with the warning of like, we also were not yet done, and would try to like slightly downplay it.
Absolutely.
I would stay in my small hut for as long as possible and just hope that nobody finds me. Just to avoid...
Is Vin not taking any part of the dinner at all?
I would probably sneakily like get some food. But yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Feed Fox silently that no one can see.
Yeah. Like, just jump out when Fox, like, goes down to take a bite, grab something, and hop back.
Beautiful.
I say probably if there are any children around, she'd be like, oh, by the way, that cave was the most boring cave I've ever been to.
There are a couple of children, like, not a lot, but there are a few children around. They're probably, like, you see some people telling them that they need to go to bed soon because it's, like, quite late. But yeah, some kids are still around.
I guess, yeah, she would definitely enjoy the food. Like, I think, like Cal, both of them have been fatigued the whole day, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
Keeping it at a minimum, definitely enjoying getting a good, like, meal in after a fight. But, yeah. Not, like, celebrating and dancing. Not at all.
Fair enough. At some point, you see... Blake kind of gives you your space, but there's a point that he kind of looks toward his grandpa and nods him towards you as if he like says something to him, since you've mentioned maybe asking some questions. As Blake gives the nod and gives you still like the space for the group, and Flynn approaches the table. Oh, dear travelers, is this a good time? I understood you had some questions.
I guess so. We did indeed manage to defeat the Genoas bad, but I guess being adventurous, we're a bit more cautious, and there were just some odd things that we found, which we couldn't quite add up, so we wanted to ask your wisdom about it.
Oh. What do you mean by odd?
So, as we already warned everyone, the ghosts will reappear, as we have not yet found the cause of their death, or like why they turned into ghosts. And before everyone is truly safe, we would like to investigate that. But they seem to have been older, like at least tens of years, so that would not align with being victims of the mutant bat.
I'm not sure I'm following. What are you saying? Are they not related?
Maybe?
If they are, it's not as simple as bat flying and killing people and animals and then ghosts appearing. And even beyond that, this bat is huge and it needed to eat, so probably it either came from somewhere else or it was back here and was feeding something different. And we found humanoid bones, which are at least tens of years old. So it doesn't really add up that this is the only incident of such kind.
Well, I have been here for as long as I can remember. And you see a look on his face as he narrows his eyebrows and narrows his eyes a little bit. Give me a perception check. Whoever is within the conversation.
Would Fox be adjacent to the conversation?
I would assume Fox is adjacent. Does Fox speak any language?
Oh no, it's more would I be in earshot of the conversation?
Oh yeah, but basically this is more of a visuality and language related.
Yeah, no.
So if you're in your hut, you're not seeing it.
No, that's
if
fair.
You're looking outside your hut, you can.
Yeah, no, I would just listen.
You look at Flynn's face and he's has a face of someone trying to remember something, or trying to connect some dots. Well, if they are somehow connected to one another, well, in the slightest, I've been here most of the time. This town has been very quiet. We've had not too much to worry about. If you would be in an area like this, you would know. We're just simple loggers, and most of the things around us are calm. Or we learn how to work with them. You know how you learn how to work with your surroundings, not against it. I can't really think of a time where we had an issue as big as this one. Is there anything else I could assist you with?
Maybe there were smaller issues, which you have no idea where they came from.
Smaller issues? Well, I mean, every town has its own problem, right? It's quite common for every place to be a little... well... Some people have locust problems, some people have bat problems. I guess it's just a part of you choose where you live, and whatever chooses to live next to you, you need to figure out how to handle. But small problems, nothing that I can fully bring up. You see, Zakotska is a very old town, but we always remained small. We were always, well, too small to bother someone, too small to be significant, but also small enough to contain ourselves and small enough to be able to survive the way we need to. We're not really familiar with these kind of issues.
I see.
Well, I think it's best to say thank you again for all you have done. And he like looks towards Cal that is already like knocked on the table, and kind of like on Fox but not through Fox because he doesn't really see Wind at the moment. Well, I'm glad you could come. And you see a little like face shift, like a facial expression shift, as he says, I wish you could have come sooner. But I guess, as they say, better late than never.
In what way does his face shift? Like, is it sad or like?
There's a little...
Is there something about it like that he didn't know? Like, did he lose someone?
From what you have gathered or learned, no humanoid has been taken, only cattle. But his face does shift to be a little, like, melancholic.
That's why I'm confused about it.
This place is... well... You have done a great job. Please do not worry yourself. This place has survived a lot and will survive a lot. And you are definitely helping this survival. What you did today was extraordinary. He kind of looks like he's about to get up and leave the table unless you have any more questions for him. He gets up, he starts like straightening his clothings and start making his way towards like a different table to sit with some other people, kind of like give you the space that's needed. And things are nice. Things are very calm. Like you have a rowdy party, but in the end there's still like people around you, and you have foods and drinks on the table, and you have like people sometimes asking you questions, but like if someone fell asleep they're not too edging you about it. And as people start to like disperse, as the rooms that you have been offered are the floor above, Flynn goes towards your table one time before he's about to leave and says, I want you to know I will not forget what you did here for this village. And I'm sorry. I would like, please, everyone to give me a fortitude save.
Is it like a visual effect?
No.
Damn. And assumes Fox also?
Yes, Fox as well.
Starless too?
That's a good question. Would Starless eat?
No.
Then no.
Are we asleep, Cal, as well?
Cal ate the food. Yes.
Yes. He poisoned us. Of course I did. No, I think this figures out I have a critical failure. Oh, Cal being dead tired.
With no critical successes, 2 successes, 2 failures, and 1 critical failure. Even those who succeeded start getting dizzy and tired. those of you who failed, which is everyone except for Yoti and Wind, you are also immediately slowed and stupefied. Cal, you're also paralyzed.
I mean, I'm asleep. I don't feel anything anywhere.
As Flynn starts taking steps away from the table, and you hear a voice from behind. You know, I told you, spider mold is a nasty thing. But that's things for later. She looks like she can't move, and he points at Cal. You guys look like you can't move, and he points at both Zora and Fox. And you guys look a little bit dizzy. How many of army are you seeing? 1, 2, 3, 7.
I do see one dickhead.
Couldn't he just fucking die? Should have died sooner. Or we didn't need to go through this, did we? As he grabs Flynn in the shoulder and pushes him towards him. I told you to find people that looks like they're fucking capable of dying, not capable. Now you look what I need to do. I'm wasting resources to bring them into the lair. Do you think I want to do that? And he pushes Flynn away. No, I don't want to do that. Now let me ask it this way. You two. Little flying guy, the annoying one. And water girl. Your friends are not getting up anytime soon. You can kill me and you're not gonna find out how to do that. So how about we make a little deal? You come with me, and I'll promise you have a chance to get them up. Does that sound good? By now I'm gonna need another fortitude save.
Oh damn, that's a repeating one?
Yep.
Damn.
I mean, do you need one from me who's already critical failed?
Yes, because you're not in the final stage of the poison.
It's again hidden.
And also, is there a benefit to re-rolling this save, or does it?
It advances if you are failing, and if you succeed, it goes one stage up. If you fail, it goes one stage down. But regardless, it will move no matter what you roll. If you critically succeed or critically fails, it jumps up by 2 or goes down by 2.
But like, succeeding does make it go one up.
Then I would re-roll mine.
Yeah, right. That's one higher. How? Oh,
Yeah,
but
I
it
got 2.
went from a critical fail to a fail.
Yeah.
Worth.
Absolutely worth. Let's see. Cal. Critical fail. Cal is fully unconscious.
I mean, I was unconscious before, so I don't think it matters. Forgot the difference. It's it happens in your sleep. Yep, I don't feel a thing. I don't know what's going on.
Fox is now only slowed, no longer stupefied, as it goes back one step. Wind, you are still dizzy, but you're no longer slowed.
Wait, we were slowed on
Yoti.
a success.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a nasty poison.
Yoti, you go down to stage 2, you're slowed to 2 and stupefied. And Zora, you go from stage 2 and stupefied to being paralyzed and stupefied.
Welcome to my life.
I'm gonna ask you again. Are we gonna do it the easy way or the hard way? You gotta know I'm not alone. You're intelligent enough to understand that.
Where would you bring us? And I pop out of my hut and also Hunter's Mark him. I don't think that's like a threatening thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hunter's Mark is not necessarily a threatening thing because you can also do that when you're tracking someone. It's not necessarily a attack
Yeah,
thing.
okay. Then I would Hunter's Mark him and just step out.
Home. Oh, how dumb of me. He grabs one of the plates that are next to him, or like tries to grab a plate next to him. As you see, his hand kind of moves through a little bit. I'm calling you. I'm summoning you. Let's not deal with this here. You wouldn't want a whole village to just die because you made a little too much mess, would you?
Are you one of the ghosts?
Ghosts? No.
Well, lead the way.
Someone take her on the back of the creature.
I mean, both of them. Like, I mean, Zora is also now paralyzed and can't move by herself.
Means I cannot stand
Yeah.
up and follow them.
Yeah, like...
Someone pick him up. And you, and he looks towards Flynn, clean up this fucking mess. Let's go, Twinkle Toes. He starts making his way towards the door, waiting for you to follow.
Is there another saving throw?
There's another saving throw. Sadly, not for Cal, because Cal's already done. Cal is already unconscious. And she's done with
Again, I don't think anything for Cal changed. Just had been asleep, stays asleep.
Success for Fox with a 27 and Wind at 9.
Alright. Fox with a 27 is no longer slow, just a little dizzy like Wind. Wind already actually finished with is just dizzy, no longer under effect.
Oh, okay, nice.
Zora goes down to being unconscious. Yoti succeeds, goes up to being just slowed and stupefied.
Do they do anything to Starless?
No. He's not harming Starless in any way.
Then I guess, I mean, Starless can act independently. He's smart enough. It's a familiar. So I guess it would probably sit on Yoti's shoulder for now and see what happens.
Absolutely. You start walking outside of the village. For those of you who are awake, you see how people look at you and move their gaze away. Probably in shame. They're not saying anything to you. No one is speaking to you. As this visage of a elf walking in front of you doesn't make any more vocal or physical gestures other than moving. Barely even moving the limbs as if it's walking. It quite tried to show you that this isn't actually there. So he doesn't need to pretend to be walking. As he leads you towards the forest.
Can I look around and see if anyone is following us?
Give me a perception check. You look around and you notice something moving almost exactly alongside you, above you. And you would have dismissed it regularly, being just a bird in the night, but considering that it follows your exact trail, you get a sense that something else is watching from a different view.
From a different what?
From a different view, as in flying above you.
Ah, view. Yeah.
Is there enough space for the creature to dive down and fight us?
It's not trying to. It keeps just
Would
watching
there
you.
be enough space? for the creature to join.
It looks like a small bird.
Mhm.
So probably it looks like it's the size of Starless.
Oh, okay.
After a while, as you walk, you move throughout the forest and you reach an odd location. You reach something weird, actually. It looks like a clearing in the forest on the mountains, a little bit in the edge of the forest, as frost is fully covering it. And carved into the sides and in front of you, into the stone, into the mountain, are 3 figures. As you see, a massive sculpture of 3 women-looking beings, marking with their hand as if do not pass in the passage that you are going towards. It takes about a couple of more hours. Cal and Zora are out for more than a couple of hours from that poison, as it's effective for 8 hours.
Are we sleeping? Are we getting like a long rest?
Honestly, good question.
Because, I mean, Cal said, like, I canonically said I was sleeping. Like, I've been sleepy.
Unconscious with no perception to check to wake up. Ooh, you're not in the 8 hours just yet. You're just in a couple of hours in. So I'm gonna say if you would get to that time, I will let you know. But at the moment, not yet.
So just like understand the situation better. We've been walking in the forest for a few hours.
About an hour and a half or 2.
Okay.
Yes.
The flying creature is following us.
Yes, it's flying above you directly.
And he is leading the way. And 2 people are, one carrying Cal and one carrying Sora.
Yes. I thought both of them are on Fox, or one of you is carrying one.
Okay, so he's the only one from the village that's with us.
Yes. None of the other people in the village joined.
Okay. And then we got to the
kind of a
passage.
mountain peak with statues of women. Yes, to the passage.
And then we went past that.
You're walking through it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would...
Spot on.
To be honest, I would like tell Fox to stop before the passage.
Okay. Yeah.
Does he react in any way?
You stop. He stops.
So what's up with that?
He takes a moment of silence and then goes back to speaking. I told you. We're going home.
That does not answer my question.
I don't think my answer will satisfy you anyway.
I tell Fox to move again.
Start moving again. You start going down.
I had one last clarifying
yes.
question.
Mhm.
Because I just noticed that was the effect to fall asleep or was the effect to fall unconscious?
Unconscious.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
You go down after the passage as the road starts being like staircases going down deeper and deeper. And from those of you who are currently awake, please give me a perception roll. It's vision based.
I'm rolling for Starless.
Sounds good. Thank you. And for Fox, please.
Oh,
Is
sorry.
unconscious as well? The unconscious people? Not, right?
You are unconscious, so no. Both Starless and Wind catch something in their gaze further in. A little house. It looks like there's a lot of staircase going down, and then there's a climb going up. At the moment, you are quite in the even grounds with the house on the other side. Starless and Wind, you both see and notice that the house on the other side seems to be a bit unconventional, as it looks like it's made of candy.
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel!
Yeah, I also
Yes!
thought about it.
The Germans win again! Woo!
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Cut it out, cut it out!
Uh,
You are being led down all the way towards what seems to be around definitely 300 feet lower than the house above, into a little opening in the wall of the mountain covered in snow, where Blake stops, looks back, and nods with his head towards the door. In you go.
are you not joining us?
I'm not bound by this.
By what?
By the door.
Because he can go through, or what do you mean?
Look, you're tired anyway. He is not bound by the door. He doesn't need to go inside.
I mean, yeah, but I want him to.
Oh, you like my company, so
Yeah, I was just starting to appreciate it.
I don't. Don't try lying. I'm not good at it.
I know.
Well, in you go. We like you to be fresh and vital. So in you go. Get some rest. Go sleep. We'll come back later.
I hope you know that this isn't over. And I walk into the door.
I'm sure it isn't. Everyone says that. As they wait for you to all go inside the door that opens into what looks like a storage room within the cavern, like within the wall. Do you all go in / being pulling all in? Because two of you can't make the decision of are they going in or not.
My free will is taken, so.
Exactly. Are you pulling both Cal and Zora inside?
Yeah, I would just like not
I guess so.
not to Fox that he should come inside.
What of Yoti?
Yeah, it's less cold inside, probably, yes.
Blake waits for all of you to go inside. Closes the door behind you as you hear a lock moving, followed by a "Sisters, I'm home. I brought us fresh ones. We're gonna last 50 years on those." The door closed behind you, and whatever he was, the incorporeal, half-incorporeal form, disappeared.
Do we see that? Is there a window? Because I assumed we wouldn't see him the moment he closes the door.
You don't see him, but you can see like right under the doors is like the little light sliver of like legs that just disappear.
Ah, okay.
But you can hear through it. Dear party, it's late, as in middle of the night late. Cal, you're the first one to wake up from being unconscious. Not fully rested just yet, but you wake up from the unconsciousness. 30 minutes after that, Zora wakes up as well, and all of your effects are gone. As the effects of the poison only takes for a couple of hours.
Good morning.
Both Cal and Zora, you're in a fully different place.
Oh.
Like, was the poison painful? Because otherwise, I'm not sure if Cal would have necessarily legitimately woken up.
It has a description of lack of color, taste, or smell. So I'm gonna assume it wasn't painful, just made you feel dizzy and ugh.
Then I would indeed argue just for that Cal is still sound asleep.
Sure.
Because Cal was tired and would have slept without the poison.
Absolutely.
And it's probably just more snoring instead of being paralyzed where I couldn't snore. Just back to snoring.
Suddenly Cal starts snoring, everyone's scared.
Or just, when somebody from being paralyzed is probably just the first time that you, in the night, you also shift because your body can't stay in one position for too long. Just rolls over to the different side and snuggles into whatever there is. Cal has definitely slept on floors before.
Absolutely.
This is not an uncommon thing.
Zora does wake up.
Morning does not feel like morning. As Zora rubs her head.
Well, it's probably middle of the night. Or this middle of the night.
Where are we?
Good question. I'm not sure what you remember, but the townspeople poisoned us. You and Cal fell unconscious, and the dickhead brought us here. We walked for 4 hours, 5 hours. I lost track of time, to be honest. It was some weird mountain place. There's also a hut made out of candy. And he just said, walk in here and rest up.
And there was something about the sisters.
Yeah.
And living for another 50 years. I'm not sure about you, Miss Zara, but to me it sounds like some stories of hags.
Yeah. Also, he just disappeared. He was kind of incorporeal, kind of corporeal. And she closed the door and he just vanished.
So we are locked in and potentially sacrifices for hacks or something
Pretty
similar.
good, I guess, yeah.
Great. About the rest, can I go back to sleep and wake up from this nightmare?
You can certainly try.
I'm not sure it works like that.
Do you think they'll be back anytime soon?
I'm not sure. I think they actually want us to be fit for whatever will happen to us. But maybe they just wait for us to be asleep, but I don't know.
I don't know how you two are faring, but going through the last night, I could use rest, but it also makes sense for one of us to keep watch. So
I can keep watch.
I can have Stardust join you, but there'll be more eyes awake. But yeah, I guess with that, Zora would try to get the full night's rest, because he said, would the time unconscious still count towards the full night? I hope so.
I want to say you're unconscious, so you do get some benefits of being unconscious. I'll say yeah, it was a bit of it. Cal just, for example, fully went into the sleep to sleep.
Yeah, but even if you can have the 8 hours of rest with watch in between, so I assume me waking up now doesn't stop me from going back to sleep and
Oh.
trying to get some rest.
You could, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Unlike in our
If
life,
the
you could
others-
just fall asleep again.
Oh, I wish I had that power in real life. But yeah. Zora would definitely try to get the benefit of a full rest and hope that the others can keep watch.
Wind and Starless are currently keeping. Is Yoti going to sleep at all?
Yeah, I think Yotzi would try to look around the room and immediate surroundings. Try to
Yeah.
listen if she can hear anything.
Give me a perception roll. For those of you who are awake and like kind of keeping guard. As the room is a bit dark, there aren't like a lot of natural lights because it's night at the moment outside.
I mean, Yoti has bioluminescence
Yeah, I
stripes,
can also
so she
cast
can
light.
just start a try.
Your room is kind of like disco sparkling because of Yoti.
Yeah.
Is Wind staying up?
I would stay up until someone looks like they had a long rest. Like from
Yep.
the knowledge I have of like, oh, we just walked for 4 or 5 hours, so I try to stay up for 4 or 5 hours and then just wake one of the others so that I can sleep. Because I think I've been awake like for 36-ish hours.
By now you're around the 28:30.
Yeah.
Yes. Give me a perception for Wind as well, please.
I think I'll... Oh wait, but this
And,
works?
I have
Oh,
Fox.
okay.
Yoti?
And just to make sure, I'm saying I want to look around the room and see if there's any immediate danger, and I just fall to the ground and sleep.
You both, or three of you, looking around the chamber. This room doesn't have any other creatures than you, that's for sure. You spot what looks to be like a very small opening, maybe Starless or Wind can go through it, on the top, that is currently covered with a lid. And you can kind of see marks of food leftovers, as if like it's a food hole where they throw food into this chamber. You also see a couple of humanoid bones spread around this room. Yoti, you get a little bit of a deja vu that might be timing correctly with the bones that you have seen in the cave where the bat was before the bat. You try to hear if you hear anything, and you do. You hear a conversation going through the food chute. I tell you, sisters, I found a really good one. They actually defeated the beast we brought. They killed it. Now we're gonna have to do the ritual alone, but they're strong. We can absorb so much more life. And you hear a response, oh, enough with that. Every time you bring a sacrifice, sometimes they try to run away. Sometimes they're too weak. How do we know these are strong enough? You hear a third voice. Well, yes, I believe that is the correct assumption. Do we know they're strong enough? Can we actually absorb them? Because if not, do we need to go find scavengers again? Please, I'm too old to live like this. Are you sure they're fitting for the sacrificial ritual? And the first voice goes again. I'm sure, sisters. I have been watching them for more than 10 hours now. They are fitting. And I think this will be where we end today's session. But I will let you guys know, for next session, as you have been told, rest up. We want you fresh. You will be getting your long rest.
Oh yeah. I'm so looking forward to just Carl waking up really up, like feeling just like, oh yeah, I fell once again asleep in a tavern on a table and just being,
Where
this
am
is
I?
not the tavern.
This is not the table.
And being like the only chip person because she has not gotten any of this, like nothing.
Which is funny, because if anyone would just like try to attack on sight, I thought it would be Cal. But Cal just knocked God from the poison immediately.
Carl was already out of the game before the
Yeah.
poison was.
That was kind of the plan. Being fatigued make you more susceptible to poison.
Mm-hmm.
Dickhead was indeed a dickhead. What a twist!
Yeah.
Oh no.
What?
I felt so bad every time you rolled low on
It's
the
okay.
perception.
Yeah, it's
That's okay.
It's so easy to trust people who try to shoot you.
Yeah, honestly, why did you give him a second chance?
yeah. I should.
Because we are good
You are
people,
good people.
and just because somebody takes advantage of our kindness doesn't mean we are now stupid or anything. It just means the other people are bad people.
Hey, listeners, please be kind to one another. That's more important than being suspicious. I'm fully honest here.
Except if you are about to being poisoned
shot at.
or shot at.
Yes. If you have been shot at twice by someone, maybe have a little suspicion.
Actually, after the first time, be suspicious.
And maybe call authorities.
I also want to make sure for our rule-loving listeners, we use a special variation of spider mold, which is why even a success would already bring you to stage 1. Just so we would know.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see what happens next.
Well, you got some hints.
Yeah, true.
I think
We're gonna be food.
you're gonna be food. Preferably candy.
It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be
Is this
fine.
Willy Wonka?
Now it is. Willy Wonka with 3 different personalities.
Yeah.
Fitting.
I'm sorry for knocking you guys unconscious and dragging you through the forest because you're still tired and then locking you in a room.
It's fine.
I don't have a continuing. I'm just sorry.
Good thing we're not LARPing this.
I mean, yeah, that would be.
See, if we would LARP it, I'm not gonna poison anyone and knock them unconscious. That's illegal.
Would be fun though.
Yeah. Best time of my life.
I mean, if you in before consent to exactly that happening, you know, hey, in this LARP, you might be knocked unconscious by poison. Sure, buddy.
Even then, it would probably be ruled like, hey, you didn't spot the poison.
Exactly.
You're unconscious now, but not actually unconscious, right?
It's like the tapping on the shoulder. You're dead now. Aw.
Exactly. You're unconscious now.
Anyway, thank you very much for letting me
It's fine.
activate my horrible, horrible plan.
Aww.
I'm not good at torturing my players.
Aww.
Happy to be our practice.
Yeah, thank you. I would love to not do that. Thank you very much for playing. And thank you very much for listening. And we're gonna catch you all at our next episode to see how is our party gonna get out of this one.
You're saying we're getting out of this?
Or getting into this one. Or on. I'm done.
We'll have to find out next time.
Have a good one, everyone.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Of Dice and Dinner uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's fan content policy. That's paizo.com/licenses/fan content. Of Dice and Dinner is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. Content in the short adventures played by Of Dice and Dinner are not canon, nor were they endorsed or approved by Paizo. If you would like to reach out to us in social media, you can find us in Blue Sky with Of Dice and Dinner Blue Sky, or in our email address, ofdiceanddinnerpodcast@gmail.com.